Everyone wants to know what the best platform is to tutor online. So today we're going to take a look at which platform tutors find more valuable, Zoom or Skype. Let the battle begin. Hey there, my name's Joanne Kaminski, and I started out my tutoring career under the name of the Skyping reading tutor, and I solely love Skype. I loved it. Now, this was back in 2010. I had no idea if Skype would even do what I wanted it to do when I got started. So it did just about everything that I could think of back then. I mean, I could share my screen, which meant that I could share the resources that I had with my students. I mean, it was pretty awesome. The kids loved that they could do their tutoring this way, and they loved it as well. It was really cool. And there was one feature that I had always wished it had back then, and that was the ability to share your computer sound. So when I heard that other tutors were using this other platform called Zoom, I was open-minded, but not sold. In my mind, if I was going to change the platform that got my business up and running, it would have to completely outshine it and blow it away. Now, I got on a call with some other tutors to learn about its capabilities, and soon I was really blown away by the features. Now, the first thing that I noticed was that I could use a green screen. So when Brian Engberg got on with us, he had this picture of a bedroom with Woody peeking out. And I immediately was like, holy cow, I could make my background look more professional than what it looks like now. So as you can see, I've got a background here, but it's really a green screen. So Skype never really had this capability to do this. The next thing I noticed was the ability to share screens and give access to my students to control my mouse. Now, since I was working with younger kids, this is great because we don't have to go back and forth between who is sharing the screen. I could log into everything and then give my student control of the mouse when needed. And there was also a feature called annotate. So anytime I wanted the student to write something, they could use the annotate feature and write on it. This means that kids could break up their own words and really start utilizing the skills that I was teaching them. In Skype, I had to have them talk me through breaking up words. Now they could do it all on their own once I taught them the strategy. So to say that I was blown away is definitely an understatement, for sure. Now, the next thing that I noticed was that I could share my computer sound. So there would be times when I was using Skype that I would want to show a video to a student, and I had to unplug my headphones and turn up my volume so that they could kind of hear it. Now in Zoom, I just check a little box and I share my computer sound. And when I was sharing the screen, it would allow me to have the student hear the sound from their side of the computer. It was clear and understandable and seriously amazing. Now today, Skype does have this feature, but it was one of the reasons that I did decide to switch things over. Now, I was afraid at first that since Zoom has rooms, that my students would interrupt each other during sessions. But I quickly learned that all I had to do was set up a recurring meeting for each of my students, and they would be able to log into their special room each week and never interrupt another student. I love this because inside of Skype, the kids could call you whenever and they would, seriously. It would interrupt the sessions and it would make it difficult as I was trying to end a session with another student. And you would hear doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, until I hit ignore call, and then it would happen again. So I would have to stop what I was doing, message the other student that I was still working with a student, and I would be there at our designated time. Now, since in Zoom, everyone has their own number, this never happens. A student can enter the room and be in a holding room until you enter. They're able to get set up early and be ready for you when you are ready. And this makes it super easy to transition from one student to another. And Bothell STEM coach feels the same way. He said, I don't like calling, answering using Skype. I prefer links to join so you can wait for the other person to join in case one of you isn't ready at that exact moment. Now, some people ask me if I work with my students back to back. Now, I do, and I love it because it feels like an efficient model for me. I don't need any time in between my students personally. Some people, they like to add 10 or 15-minute buffer between sessions. My suggestion is that you do what feels right for you. I personally love having the student ready to go as soon as I'm done with the last one. Now, another neat feature that Brian had shared with us was there's an ability to break people up into groups. So if I'm working with a group of students, I could have students meet in separate rooms, visit their room, and then have everybody meet back in the main room. And this makes it feel like a classroom more so than just like a video conferencing app. Once I started using Zoom, I noticed something that really made a difference for me. When I was in Skype, if there was a glitch with the internet on either side, it would drop the call. This meant that we were having about 3 to 4 dropped calls in an hour session, and it was really annoying. As soon as I got into Zoom, I noticed that when there was a glitch with the internet, instead of dropping a call, it would just freeze. Then, when the system had reset itself, you'd be able to continue on without a problem. And I have to tell you, this makes the user experience for both the tutor and the student much more enjoyable and much less annoying. Janet Scarborough also mentioned that Skype was glitchier than Zoom, in her opinion. And I'm not the only one who absolutely loves Zoom, you guys. In fact, in our group, the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors on Facebook, which you can join for free by clicking on number 3 in the description, 67 people preferred Zoom and 15 people preferred Skype. So, have you been using Zoom? What was your experience? What has your experience been like as an online tutor? What features do you like the most? Comment below. And while you're there, if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and that little bell. Now, are you curious why others prefer Zoom? Well, Atul Rana mentioned that he can't switch between cameras using a shortcut on Skype. He uses Skype for some students, though, as it works well, and the chat history can be saved and serve as a document sharing and other notes and things like that. Now, Atul uses a document camera like this. Inside of Zoom, there's a feature that allows you to choose at any time which camera you'd like to use. So he can easily switch from one camera to another. And when he's not using his document camera, he can switch back to his face. Sarah Teresa said that Zoom is 100 times better than Skype. She likes the automatic recording of lessons so that she can send them to parents, which keeps them out of the room while she's teaching. And then she can even grab clips for progress checks so students can see improvement in their speaking. She also gets an email when students enter, so she can enter in early if she's available, and she knows if there's a student that's waiting for her. And if she can, then she can just go on, join on, or she can wrap up her last class. Now, Carol Matthews responded that Zoom is more reliable and has better quality when it comes to both picture and sound. And I agree. I mean, the very first time I saw the higher quality video, I was stunned. Everything seemed so much more crisp and clear. I loved it. So other people are convinced to be able to try this. And Leo was wondering if Zoom allows for free group calls. And it does, but only up to 30 minutes, and then it shuts off. So you need to go with you do have to upgrade to the $14.99 a month if you want to be able to host group calls for longer than that amount of time. So now that you have seen why tutors prefer Zoom over Skype, do you want to know how to use the different features on Zoom? Now, when I first transitioned to using Zoom, Brian Engbird from Zoom Personally showed a group of other tutors the different features, and you can catch that same training. All you need to do is just click on the next video on the right-hand side, and you can personally see how to use it so that you can feel more comfortable and can be more confident about using Zoom with your students.